Hello everyone. So this video is about basically taking a Buddy 50 that is not running and fixing it. So I purchased mine recently. It wasn't running. I was able to fix it during this video. So hopefully you can gain something from that. I found it difficult for the Buddy 50 specifically to find something on YouTube. So this is comprehensive in the fact that we'll look at the battery. I'll show you how to do the spark plug. And I will, to the best of my ability, I show you how to take the carburetor out, take it apart, clean it, and put it back together. Again, specifically for the Buddy 50. But this is applicable to a wide variety of mopeds and scooters in general. But I hope you find this helpful. So if you're like me, you either just bought a Buddy 50 for a good deal, but it's not running, or you've been letting your Buddy 50 sit in the garage a couple of weeks, and now or months, and now it's not running, okay? So I'm gonna try to walk you through kind of how I'm gonna troubleshoot this, and hopefully you can fix your Buddy in the same way. Okay, so here's my Buddy 50, as you can see here. And the very first thing we should check, right, is how's the battery doing? Because that's an easy fix. So if you haven't turned one of these on, what you need to do is first on your ignition, you can see it says off and on. So you turn that to on. I can already tell this is gonna be all right. The light just popped on. The second thing you need to do is this switch, this kill switch needs to also be on. That's on, that's off. And then what you need to do is you will depress one of the brakes. You're gonna hold it and you're gonna hit this starter button here, okay? Okay, so we've got some life in this. Okay, now let's say it is a battery thing. What do you do next? Well, in these Buddy 50s, the battery is under the floorboard. So this is just a rubber mat. You can pop it out here, and we can pull it back. And you see here is the compartment that the battery's held in. So you have two screws that you can remove with a Phillips screwdriver. Pop this up, and you can either put in a new battery if that's the case, or you can charge it or jumpstart it. Do not jumpstart these batteries though with a car battery. It's not what they're designed for. So I'd recommend definitely charging it before doing that if you have that option. Okay, since we think the battery is okay, I'm next gonna check the spark plug, seeing if we're getting any spark. So in these Buddies, you need to get under the bike itself. And you can see right here, that is the spark plug, okay? So this is like a waterproof cover. So we're gonna take this off and expose that spark plug, as you can see here. Now, to take this out, we actually need to use a spark plug socket. You can see here that this is 13/16 of this socket. These are special because they have that rubber gasket on the inside which holds on to the spark plug. So we're gonna go back under here. We're gonna get up on here. And we're gonna just get it out. There we go. And once it's loosened, you can usually get these out by pretty easy ratcheting. Okay, so if you open your manual to page 34, you can figure out which spark plug you need. So this is the 50cc engine here. So this is the new spark plug that I need to buy if I do need one, okay? This also tells you the spark plug gap. You can see it's 0.6 to 0.7 millimeters. So here is our old spark plug, okay? And you can see, right, it might be a little bit dirty. It's probably okay, but this is 6 years old, and I thought I might as well replace it. Okay, so in here we have our new spark plug, as you can see. So if I get that out, a couple things to notice. One, it is much, much cleaner than that spent one, which makes sense. Okay, and you want to make sure to not touch that electrode with your hand and try to avoid touching the ceramic as well. Something else to notice, you see at the ends, right, on the bottom of your screen, one has a screw on top, and I guess the one on the left has that little cap, and the one on the right has threads, okay? So we want to remove that. And I usually, you can just use some needle nose pliers and take that off. So again, remember that we need to gap this spark plug, okay? That means that the distance between this cover here and the electrode needs to be gapped. So to do that, you use a spark plug spacer, okay? And we can see that on this side we have millimeters. On this side we have inches. So we're going 0.6 to 0.7 millimeters. We flip this over. We can see, I guess it's flipped for you guys, but there's the 0.6 and there's the 0.7. So this side you use to open up the spark plug. So let me try to show you this. Okay, so if here's a spark plug, and here's your spacer. You can see that it's got this groove here. You're gonna put this groove right in between these two pieces and slide it until it's stuck, okay? And then we're gonna look at the value here. I don't know if this will focus. So you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but the electrode is at just over 0.6. It's almost perfect. So again, I don't know if you can see that, but because it's between 0.6 and 0.7, this is good to go. All right, so the last thing we need to do before we can replace this spark plug is we need to understand you don't want to over torque, okay? You do not want to over torque your spark plugs. So this says torque it to 7.2 foot-pounds. If you're doing this, I would definitely recommend using something like a torque wrench, just like this, where you can really control that. And what we're gonna do is just the reverse of what we did earlier. We're gonna put the spark plug in, tighten it. We're gonna go in with the torque wrench until it clicks, and then we're just gonna replace that cover. So while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and check on the air filter right here. So we can see there's 4 Phillips head screws. So I'm gonna go ahead, take that off, show you guys what it looks like. So once your screws are all out, you can just take this off, and you can see it's just a plastic cover. And in the Buddy 50s, that's the air filter right there. So we can take that off and kind of evaluate. So it's a little dirty. I'm not too worried about this right now. You can always order replacements, and there are air filter cleaners, but I think for right now, trying to get it started, this isn't a huge issue. Looking in here, there might be some things that we can clean up with like a paper towel. Might be able to get some gunk. So if there's a lot of buildup, if there's a lot of dust, definitely go up and clean it. This is not bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this. And we can see on this filter, we have certain holes. They're gonna line up with the holes and studs on our bike. So if we just come in here, you can see everything actually fits very nicely with each other. We can then replace the cover and use the 4 screws. But right here, I think the air filter's good. Okay, so we know the battery's good. I just put in that new spark plug as you saw. So we're gonna assume that the spark plug's good. And I think the issue lies under here. I think the issue is the carburetor, which would make a lot of sense because this thing's been sitting for a very long time, and that's probably why I got such a good deal on it. So to access this seat, you can push the key in, literally like push it in and to the left, and that seat pops up. And we need to lift this seat up to get to the carburetor. And to do so, we've got 1, 2, and down there 3 and 4 bolts that need to be removed. And you can do so with a 10mm socket. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so you can see I've got the top of this taken off again. Just those 4 screws, very simple. Now the Buddy 50, the carburetor's right here, okay? So to take this off, first we're gonna take off these bolts right here. These are 8mm bolts, okay? So we're gonna start by taking those 2 off. That's the first step. Once you have these 2 bolts out, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come back to this air filter housing, and underneath, there and there, we have 2 more 8mm bolts that we're gonna take out. So we've taken these 2 bolts out now, set those aside. And now this whole piece can come out towards us, okay? And what's gonna happen is there's a plastic spacer that's gonna fall back there, just by the way. So I'm gonna pull this out, and the carb, well, the carb was supposed to come with it. It fits in right there. But what I can tell just happened, I believe, is this clamp right here has actually failed. So this clamp was not quite tight enough. That makes my life a little bit easier. But here's our carburetor. This is what we're gonna be cleaning, okay? So like I said, we're gonna have a little plastic spacer fall though. So right here, let me see if I can get it. This black spacer fits between the carb here and this manifold. That's gonna fall, so set that aside as well. So I have a feeling this carb needs to be completely broken down and cleaned. So I'm gonna try to fully remove it from the scooter here. One of the first things I can see, right, so this tube is just hanging off. We can leave that. We've got this piece of electrical right here that we can remove. So I think we can just take this black cap off. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. Give me one sec. There we go. And it looks like we have just 2 Phillips head screws that we're gonna go ahead and undo and take this off. Okay, so I was able to take the screws out again. It was 2 Phillips head. Be careful. If you can see there, they've got a little washer on them. You don't wanna lose that. And then this is what's actually holding down that component there. You can see it's a little dirty there. I'll clean that up. But then what I was able to do, I'll show you here. Here's the carb. And here's the piece. It's got that little needle at the end. I was able to really just work it loose and pull it straight out. And you can see that that's actually pretty dirty. We're probably gonna need to clean that as well. All right, so I can see here that this is the fuel. Okay, that's the filter. And that goes into the carburetor, which makes sense. Now, if you zoom in here, we can see what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to pinch off this hose with something like hemostats or forceps. If you haven't used these before, you can see that they lock really tight. And then there is that little clip right there. We're gonna have to use pliers, pull it up gently, and try to remove this. So I'll show you the setup. All right, so you can see right here on the bottom, I've got those forceps clamped on it. I've moved this clamp up. I'll give you a different angle. Forceps are clamped on there. Move this clamp is down here, moved it up. I'm going to slowly, if I can, pull this up and remove it. Okay, you can see I was able to basically put a plier, or you could use a screwdriver, pry it up and push it off rather than pull. Pulling on this, I would assume, is gonna be bad for the rubber. This right here is our last attachment, and it looks like I can just twist this off like this. And once I get this fully off, the carb should be free. And yep, there it goes. So I was able to get that free. You can see there's a spring on here and this needle. So I would just recommend being a little careful with that. But here is our carb, completely free. Okay, so we're gonna take this apart. You can see it's pretty dirty on the outside. We're gonna take this apart. We're gonna look at the internals, clean it. We're gonna clean the bowl, clean all the jets. Try to walk you through that process. So this is a really clever idea that actually my girlfriend came up with, is cover your, I don't know, a kitchen bowl with some aluminum foil so that we can work in this carb. But if we look at this thing, let me get in there. I mean, it's very gross. The outside's gross. So we're gonna clean the outside. I do know, be a little careful with those O-rings and any of the rubber parts, really. You don't wanna let this carb cleaner right here stay on them. but I would recommend just spray all over this thing and get it real nice and clean on the outside. And use paper towels to dry everything as good as you can. If you have the blue paper towels, those are amazing. Okay, this carb is way cleaner now. Really, I truly just cleaned all of the outside, but look at that. So that is a mixture of what came off the outside as well as the gasoline, right? So that fuel is a nasty color. Again, a pretty good indicator that this carb is the problem. If we flip it upside down, here's the bowl of the carb. I want to take this off. You see there's 2 Phillips head screws. I'm going to take this off with a screwdriver. To do this, you need to apply a lot of downforce. You really don't want to strip these screws, so apply a lot of downforce when you're doing this. All right, bowl is off. This is the bowl. It's not, you know, disgusting, but we got more of this really gross gas, okay? So we're gonna clean this out. Again, be pretty careful of that O-ring. You don't want that thing to dry out and come out. We also have this float here and a couple of jets, right? So we have some jets here and here. We're really gonna need to clean these. So I'm gonna show you my approach. I'm gonna start with this. I'm literally just gonna spray this out, pour it in, wash it with a paper towel. That'll be the first thing. Okay, so the first step to disassembling this guy is we're gonna take out these these jets. You can see that they'll fit just a flathead screwdriver. Just go ahead and unscrew them. Be very gentle about it, but go ahead and unscrew them. So here's what those 2 jets look like. If you look through them, you should be able to see light. I cannot see light in the small one, and I can barely see it through the big one. I can see that it's clogged up. So again, I think this is the issue. We can also take this float off, and we can do so by removing this bar here. You see this bar? You push that out, and you can pull out the whole contraption. Be very careful though, because, I don't know if you can see it, in the middle here, there is a spring and a float, or basically a counterweight, I believe. You do not want to lose that. Here it is fully disassembled. Not too bad a buildup. We can see there's some discoloration. So we're going to spray this whole thing with carb cleaner. We're literally going to spray every hole you see, every single hole. And then we're going to, I should show you, here's the float, and there's that little, I believe, like I said, a counterbalance. Could be wrong on that. We're gonna clean all of these. So we're gonna use the carb cleaner on these, use it on all these, and on this, I'll show you another trick to get those really clean. But yeah, go ahead and just spray everything. So I very thoroughly rinsed literally every nook and cranny in here, okay? Every hole, inside and outside, very, very thoroughly with that carb cleaner. I also ended up cleaning these. You can see that again, that little counterweight there. Clean these, and I clean these jets. And take a look at these. They have small holes on the sides, so those need to be cleaned. The interior is also a small school. True for both of them. So the trick to clean these is you can find yourself some spare wire, and you just need a single strand like that one kicking off right here. And you go through all those holes, and you're literally just gonna poke it through and clear it. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Once we've done that, I believe it's time to reassemble. So since these screw in, we're gonna put those in first. They go in those middle, remember. Then we'll go ahead and put in the float. We'll put on the bowl, tying it down, and we'll throw it back in the bike. All right, everybody, here's that carb, fully clean. We're gonna try to put it back in here. This is the proper orientation, the bowl down towards the bottom. And this tube right here should be facing towards you. So if we get in here again, and you remember, this guy right here, this spring, goes right on this top and it threads on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on first. All right, one last final thing before we put this thing together. This guy right here. Let me zoom out maybe. You see that ring right there on the inside? Right where that black edge starts, there's that brown ring. We need to clean that too. So clean that with some carb cleaner. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this back on top of our clean carburetor. So So with this reattached, we're gonna come in again with this fuel line. Remember, there's the hemostats or forceps on it. We're gonna put this fuel line on here. We're gonna push this clamp together, pull it down so it clamps on here. Then we're gonna remove the hemostats. Now that we have this and this reattached, the last thing I'm gonna do is, actually I'm gonna hold off on this. I think it's gonna be easier to do this guy first. So this guy attaches to this box here, okay? And it attaches right in here. This is gonna go over top of that metal. And then we're gonna come in with this clamp here, and we're gonna clamp it. I think it's gonna be easier to do it in this order. Okay, this went very smoothly. I think I do like how I did this in this order. You can see it's basically got this rubber gasket that you attach to, and then you tighten this. It's the 3rd of July, if you can't tell. There's a lot of fireworks. This basically hose clamp, you can then put, I found that with the screw oriented the way it is here, it's very easy to get to with the Phillips head. Now, I think we should put this guy in. Apologize for the plans, I live by an airport. So you can see one side has an O-ring, one side doesn't. The O-ring, basically it's gonna go like this in there. The O-ring needs to touch against the aluminum on the bike. The carb itself already has an O-ring that's gonna go on this side. So I think I'm gonna start putting this in and bolt this in first. So that actually went in pretty easily right there. So it's bolted in here. I think the next thing I'll do is, because this has got a little play in it, I'm gonna go ahead and bolt these back on, and then I'll finish off with that electrical component, which is probably the choke as I think about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt these. All right, that went on really easily. So the very last thing we have to do is reattach this guy here. So if you remember, this is gonna go into that hole right there. We're then going to, made a mess now, put in, I guess this washer of sorts. Screw it down with the 2 Phillips heads, and then we'll throw its cover back on. And then the carb should be reassembled. All right, that carburetor is fully installed now. We're just gonna put that seat back on top, and then we're gonna try to start it. Okay, we've done all those repairs. That was actually last night. Gonna give this a shot again. Same thing, turn the key on. Make sure that kill switch is on. Press 1 brake and hit the starter. There we go. Got it working. Let it run for a little while, right? Ride it. Get that thing working. Hope that helped everybody.